Be Wealthy and Smart, episode 823.
Step into a world of wealth and financial freedom without budgets, boredom, or bosses on Be Wealthy and Smart. And now, here's your host, Linda P. Jones.
Welcome to Be Wealthy and Smart. I'm Linda P. Jones, America's Wealth Mentor, empowering women and men worldwide to financial freedom. On today's show, we're going to talk about 11 money moves to start the year strong, because you want to get this year, 2021, off to a much better start than last year. I know a lot of you are feeling like you have to make up for some mishaps that happened during 2020, that horrible year that we all experienced, and nothing went perfectly last year. And some of you were impacted more than others. You might have lost a job. You might have had your income decrease. You might have had a death in the family. There could be illness in the family. You could be having to homeschool your children now. There's all kinds of changes that might have happened in your life. So we're going to talk about how to really kick this year off with a bang and with the right start. And that's getting your money working harder for you, because ultimately you want to get your money compounding as best you can. That is your best strategy of how to use money wisely, is to get it working harder for you by investing well. You also want to get on the same page with your spouse. If one of you is a saver and the other one is a spender, well, you want to get on the same page and make sure you have the same goals this year. And then you want to make sure you're doing the right things that are going to set you up for success in 2021. So let's talk about my 11 suggestions that you can go through, check them off, and make sure that you've done each one of these. First, you always want to start with talking with your spouse or partner, or if you're single, just setting up your own goals. These are your spending priorities that I often talk about. Those important things, those big ticket items, where you want your money to go this year, what your focus is. You want to be really clear on that. So are you going to be taking a vacation sometime later this year? Are you looking to improve your home? Is there remodeling you're doing? Are there repairs that are needed, like a new roof? What are the big ticket items at home that you might be spending your money on? Do you have college savings to put away for, or one or more children in college right now? Do you need to beef up your emergency fund in case you might face some unemployment? Are you having some medical procedures done? Sometimes you want to group family medical expenses together if you can, and if you have elective surgeries, to get them done around the same time so that you're using up your deductible and can maximize your benefits with your insurance. And also you want to have a plan on how much you're putting into your 401k. If you're needing more income, I understand that you might want to pull back on your 401k savings, but we're going to talk about that later and why that's not the first place that you want to look for money. All right, so number one is talking with your spouse or partner, or if you're single, setting up your spending priorities for yourself. Number two, review your investment accounts and rebalance them. Do you have too much in any one investment? There are some investments that went crazy last year and were up hundreds of %. Is that a part of your portfolio, and is that making up a huge percentage of your portfolio? Do you need to be more diversified? Have you looked at your asset allocation model, and are you comfortable with having your asset allocation diversified across multiple asset classes? Number three, add to your emergency fund or beef up your savings. A lot of people took their stimulus checks and put it right into their savings account and didn't spend the money, and that's admirable. If you need to beef up your emergency fund, you can do that with your stimulus check, or you can be more conscientious about not spending, or if you're really creative, you can even sell off some items to create a bigger emergency fund, but you want to have some more cash on hand. Number 4, review your investment strategy. Are you investing for growth? Growth is one of the most important things to have in your portfolio. Even if you're past retirement age, growth is super important. Since inflation can be 1 to 2% per year, you need to earn that just to stay even with your purchasing power. And beyond that, growth is important to keep your balance growing so that in retirement, even though you're spending some of that money, you also are replenishing it because you have growth-oriented investments. If everything is 100% income, because interest rates are so low and income vehicles are yielding so low, oftentimes you can outspend what you're earning on your portfolio, and that can put you in a deficit situation. So you want to make sure that you have some of your portfolio in growth. And that depends on what your risk tolerance is, what your age is, what your experience is with investing, and how comfortable you are with a growth portfolio. Number 5. See if you need to make required minimum distributions. Now, as of January 1st, 2020, the age was changed to 72 from 70 and a half to have required minimum distributions from your IRA. That new age impacts those people who were born after July 1st of 1949, and those who are older need to keep making those required minimum distributions that they started in at age 70 and a half. Also, the CARES Act waived required minimum distributions for calendar 2020 so that balances could grow larger without any withdrawals. So you didn't have to make them last year. But remember, required minimum distributions resume in 2021, so check with your broker-dealer and see if you are required to make them. Failure to take required minimum distributions from your IRA are a 50% penalty of the amount you should have taken out, plus any income tax owed. So you don't want to mess up your required minimum distributions. Number 6, check your credit score. Anyone can go to freecreditreport.com and get a free credit score. In addition, you might have a credit card like I do that gives you a free credit score several times a year. It's good to know what your credit score is, and in case there's anything funny going on with your score, you can check your record and make sure that the record is correct. I once had a credit issue on my report because my name is so common, Jones. It was somebody else's credit mishap that made it onto my report mistakenly. So sometimes mistakes can happen, and that's why you want to stay on top of your credit report and make sure that no errors are made. Also, if you need to improve your credit score, follow some of my credit tips in past podcasts. I've got some really great ideas that have boosted credit scores and have gotten people to near perfect scores. Number 7, review your beneficiaries. Whether it's your insurance policies, your 401k, your IRAs, your annuities, or even your will, you want to make sure that your beneficiaries are who you want them to be. You don't want to have your ex-spouse left on your insurance policy because your ex-spouse, even though you're not married anymore, will receive your life insurance proceeds if you haven't changed your beneficiary. So make sure that you don't have an ex-spouse or someone who's already passed away as a beneficiary. You want to make sure that the money goes to who you want it to go to. So check your beneficiaries, make sure they're correct. Number 8, max out your 401k, your 403b, or thrift savings plan if possible. For a 401k, your contribution limit in 2020 is $19,500, and for those who are over age 50, you have a $6,500 catch-up contribution, so a $26,000 total 401k contribution is possible. If you can max out your 401k, that is your best investment that you can make because you're not taxed on the money you put into your 401k, and your money grows without tax in a 401k. If it is a Roth 401k, then of course you're paying tax already before you make the contribution, but when you retire and take money out, there is no tax payable. In addition, if you have an employer that matches some or all of your contribution, that's free money, and definitely you want to take advantage of at least the matching portion that your employer makes. So if you can't max out your 401k, at least max out the amount up to the matching amount, so you get the entire match. Number 9, Evaluate your financial advisor. If you have a financial advisor who's been investing money for you, are they adding value to you? Are they communicating with you regularly and clearly? Are they listening to you and to what your concerns are? You're paying up to 3% annually for a financial advisor. That's between a mutual fund fee or a management fee or a wrap fee, plus internal management fees of individual investments you might own. That can easily add up to 3% per year. If you have $1 million portfolio right now, over the next 10 years, that could mean you're paying over $340,000 in fees to a financial advisor. Or if you have 20 years until retirement and you have $1 million portfolio today, that's over $800,000 in fees to a financial advisor. Are they earning those fees? Those fees are often hidden. They're not something that are all out in the open. Sometimes they are internal to different investments that you have. So all said and done, it's very easy to get to a 3% total annual fee. Make sure that you're getting your money's worth. And if you're not, either consider moving to another financial advisor who is worth the fees you're paying, or consider another option of not having fees to pay and learning more about handling your own investments in the VIP experience, where there are no fees to pay. Number 10, calculate your net worth. Once a year, it's a great idea to calculate your net worth. Add up all of your assets, subtract all of your liabilities. That would include your mortgage, any car loans, any business loans, line of credit, credit card debt. Subtract all of your debts from all of your assets. And what's left over is your net worth. Your net worth from year to year gives you a good picture of, are your assets growing in the right direction? Do you need to make some changes in your investment strategy? How well are you compounding your money? It gives you a good picture because there's two ways to increase your net worth. You can either grow your money better, that is, get a better compounding rate, or you can decrease your debt, that is, pay off credit cards or mortgages, etc. Either way, you're going to end up with a higher net worth. And number 11, schedule money dates quarterly with your spouse, partner, or with yourself. This is something that author David Bach suggested in his books, and I really liked that idea. And I mentioned it in my book, You're Already a Wealth Heiress, that having a regular money date is a great idea. It increases communication, make sure you're on the same page, and isn't a session to get angry with each other. Rather, it's to open communication so that money doesn't create problems in your relationship. Or if you're not in a relationship, that you can review your goals, set new goals, or give yourself a little bit of a report card on how you're doing. I like the idea of a quarterly review process. So either you're having a money date on a quarterly basis, or you're looking at your own numbers on a quarterly basis. You're just having a little review, check-in. Doesn't have to be a long or an elaborate meeting, but just something to touch base, see how you're doing back with our first point, which was those spending priorities, and how your spending priorities are matching up with where your money's actually going, and if you're actually accomplishing those goals that you set out to at the beginning of the year. Okay, so now let's go back and review our 11 money moves. Number 1, talk with your spouse, partner, or yourself and set goals for the year and your spending priorities. Number 2, review and rebalance your investment accounts. Number 3, add to your emergency fund or savings. Number 4, review your investment strategy, whether it's growth or income, and is it in the right percentages and is it what you want it to be? Number 5, assess whether you need to take required minimum distributions. This is only applicable to people over age 72 as of January 1st, 2020. Number 6, check your credit score. Go to freecreditreport.com and check it out. Number 7, review your beneficiaries on all of your financial instruments. Number 8, max out your 401k, 403b, or thrift savings plan if possible. Number 9, evaluate your financial advisor and see if you're getting what you're paying for. Number 10, calculate your net worth and evaluate your progress. And number 11, schedule quarterly money dates or money reviews. That's a pretty thorough checklist. If you go through all of those things, I think you're going to be setting yourself up for a lot of success in 2021, and hopefully you can overcome any hurdles that you had in 2020. If you haven't yet subscribed to Be Wealthy and Smart, hit the subscribe button and you'll be notified as soon as new podcasts are available so you never miss one of them. And right now we have a big holiday giveaway going on. I'm giving away 25 prizes, 10 of my Wealth Heiress books signed by me. The Wealth Heiress book was named to the all-time best wealth book list by Book Authority. 10 people will win a Wealthy Mindset Blueprint audio set valued at $197, and 5 people will win a one-on-one wealth mentoring session with me. All you need to do is leave a podcast review for Be Wealthy and Smart on iTunes. That will get your name in the drawing one time. And if you've read the Wealth Heiress book and leave a book review on Amazon, that will get your name in the drawing 2 times. And winners will be announced on the January 13th podcast, so be sure to tune in on that one and find out if you've won. And just a little tip, your chances of winning right now are really good. That's all for today. Until next time, live the good life and be wealthy and smart.
Thank you for listening to Be Wealthy and Smart with Linda P. Jones. Share the wealth and tell your family and friends about the show. Check out our website, blog, and social media for more riches at www.bewealthyandsmart.com.